With us now is the wonderful Mr. G. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, thank you, and it's good to be. I heard a lot about you.
Aw, I've heard a lot about you too. But of course, everyone knows you because everybody gets to see you on PIX-11.
Yeah, it's been like 41 years, 42 years on television, 25 years in PIX, and I always consider that the privilege to be the uninvited guest in the house and then keep getting invited. So, if I have any downtime, which I do, I go to the park and I just walk by people who knowledge, and I always feel very, very good for both their acknowledgement and the genuineness that they're happy to kind of see me finally.
You also created this book, which also is to really kind of make people feel happy, right? You want to bring joy to someone's heart. And it is called The Forecast is Love, Love. Tell us about this book, Mr. G. What made you decide to write this children's book?
Well, I grew up, as we were talking off camera, I grew up in an impoverished home. We had our trials and tribulations, and it was difficult. And I always had a very weak spot for children, and especially children of the poor, and especially children of the poor in impoverished neighborhoods. So as my journey went on in life, I went to law school, but that wasn't for me. And then I decided to teach in the poorest of the poor schools in the Bronx. And I felt that that was what I wanted to do. And the rest kind of people caught on to. I said, well, Weather Bureau for these really poor kids. They became very good at what they did. Channel 4, Channel 2 all came to see us. They were on radio. They got national acclaim. They got there at 5:30 in the morning with asthma. Remember what I said in the beginning of this, these were really poor kids. And I learned that when they're excited and they're passionate, they can do anything. And the starting point, because of what they had to go through in life, made it a little bit more difficult, but they had a good time. We had a good time. And I never forgot that group. When I got into television, I never forgot the group that called me Mr. G because they couldn't pronounce my name. Last name is Tchaikovsky, and they called me Gluki, Limmy, Gluki. Yeah. So that stuck. And then television became, Channel 2 hired me out of the classroom, on the spot. And the whole deal was very simple, and the reasoning was really good. Number one, they weren't looking for a model and a beauty guy from Hollywood. They were looking for somebody who they thought was local, genuine, and involved. And they loved the idea that I was a teacher. So they built me up, and I had no clue what I was doing. I went from your hire to sitting next to Jim Jensen and Rollin Smith and Michelle Marsh and Warner Wolf and Brian Williams and Meredith Vieira and Lester Holt. I mean, this was Channel 2 back in the day. The dugout was better than any starting five, probably now. And it was just a tremendous learning experience because I wanted to learn, and I knew I was around the best.
Well, you certainly have brought so much joy to so many people. I'm wondering what kind of gifts you get. Do people send you umbrellas, like as the weatherman, right? Do they like to give you rubber galoshes and?
Back in the day, they would send me stuff, but now it's all comments, and stuff like that. But I'm especially caught by how people are towards me, and then I have to constantly remember in my life, what's important, and what has always been important to me is kids. My passion was weather, and my following was kids. And then the parents followed me off the kids. So if Jessica Bellucci is my my person in the studio today, my PR person, confidant, and friend, she got the fact that I visited 400 or 500 schools, and I didn't forget. And when I wrote the book, it was pre-COVID, and then I realized afterwards, man, this is a post-COVID book because I want the kids to stop worrying. I want the kids to stop being anxious. I want the kids to fly above all of what they're seeing and enjoy being a kid, which is fun and play and laughter. I really thought that pre-COVID, that was the message. Post-COVID, it's more the message. It's more the message. Parents are yelling and
Yeah.
screaming.
Well, even for Mr. G, even for grown-up kids like me, right? I was telling you also off camera, I love to look at the clouds. I love to see the pictures in the clouds, things that look like a dragon, things that look like a heart. You know, how many times do we look for that, or look for rainbows, or look for the joy in life? We're always looking to the sky.
Well, I think also, whether it's your technicians, whether it's your engineers, whether it's Jessica, my PR person, whether it's my wife, whether it's my daughter, we in our early years really had to have fun. That's what kids do. That's their business, play. Their main business is their curiosity, their fun, and their play. And during pre-COVID, COVID, in the day of the internet, in telling them you can't go to school, you can't be with your friends, you can't go swimming, you know what? That creates problems. And I think a book like this says, yep, there's going to be problems, but we're going to fly above.
I love that. Absolutely. Continue your journey to always fly above, always inspiring us, no matter what age we are. And I thank you so much for spending a little time with us today via Skype. And I can't wait to see you in person someday where we could both look up at the sky together. But congratulations on this. This is beautiful. The illustrations are great. The story's lovely. And it just warmed my heart. And I thank you so much for being here.
Well, that's pretty nice. I want to thank Jessica, and I want to thank your new engineers over there in new studio. Hey, guys, how come you didn't wear a tie for me? What's going on over there?
Yeah, today's no tie day, but tomorrow, either a tie or tie-dyed, right?
There's no tie here.
No tie on you either. Happy journeys. Be well. Thanks again. Bye-bye.